Welcome back to Investing Talk podcast. Today we're zeroing in on Core Scientific, CORZ as many know it, and we're tackling that big question we keep seeing. Is now a good time to buy this stock? Before we jump in, please do take a moment to subscribe, like this analysis, leave a comment. Oh, and definitely let us know in the comments if there's another company you want us to look into.
Yeah, it's a good time to look at Core Scientific. I mean, it's history is just full of wild swings, right? Flew high, then boom, Chapter 11. But things have really shifted dramatically. We've got this confirmed massive deal now. So all that past noise, we need to sort of filter and focus on what's happening now and what's next.
Okay, let's get into that deal then, because that's clearly what has everyone talking about CORZ again, the acquisition by CoreWeave. They're the big player in AI cloud infrastructure, right?
A leader, yeah. And this isn't just talk, it's confirmed. An all-stock deal announced back in September 2025, valuing Core Scientific at, get this, $9 billion.
Wow.
$9 billion. That valuation alone, it just validates Core Scientific's assets, right where AI and blockchain meet. It's huge.
$9 billion, especially for a company that, like you said, just came out of restructuring. That number really jumps out. So what exactly did CoreWeave see that's worth $9 billion? What's the special sauce, the moat?
Well, they bought physical stuff, infrastructure, massive scale, and maybe most importantly, access. Core Scientific is one of the biggest digital asset infrastructure outfits in North America. CoreWeave, they need power, immense amounts of reliable power for their AI computing. Core Scientific has these huge data centers ready to go space and, crucially, existing power contracts. Getting that kind of power today, that's the real bottleneck for AI growth.
Okay, that makes sense. And looking at the stock leading up to the news, what was the price telling us? Was the market sniffing this out?
Oh, definitely. It looks like institutions were loading up. The stock's been in a really strong uptrend for the last 3 months. Went from what, around $12.20 up past $16.90 recently?
That's nearly a 40% jump.
Exactly. Strong buying pressure. And look at the volume around late September 2025. It hit 8.7 million shares one day. That's not your average Tuesday. That's institutional money getting set before Q3 results and probably before the final deal details came out.
All right, so momentum's there. The big deal is confirmed. But we have to look under the hood at the financials. And this is where it gets a bit confusing, right? Huge losses in the past, but forecasts look bright.
This is really the key part to understand, especially with a company coming out of Chapter 11. So yes, the scale is there. 2024 revenue was over $510 million, pretty stable. But then you see that trailing net loss, almost $600 million. And the full year 2024 loss was $1.12 billion?
$1 billion in losses. How do investors just look past that and think buy?
Because a huge chunk of that billion-dollar loss wasn't cash flying out the door. It's mostly accounting adjustments tied to the restructuring. Think non-cash items. During Chapter 11, companies often have to write down the value of old assets, things like goodwill. It's called an impairment charge. Looks massive on paper, but it's really about cleaning up the balance sheet, wiping the slate clean, essentially.
Okay, so it's historical baggage being cleared out, not ongoing operational bleeding.
Largely, yes. That's why analysts focus on normalized earnings going forward. They strip out all that one-time restructuring stuff and look at the core business, revenue, power costs, mining efficiency, but now with a much cleaner balance sheet.
So we're betting on those future estimates then? What are they predicting?
Wall Street is surprisingly, very bullish, actually. For 2025 normalized earnings, the forecasts range from maybe $65.5 million up to potentially $415 million.
That's a massive turnaround.
It is. But it's plausible because the core operations running data centers, hosting, mining are solid, and the crushing debt load they had before bankruptcy, that's gone.
Putting the CoreWeave deal aside for a second, what makes Core Scientific better than, say, other Bitcoin miners? What are their inherent strengths?
Two main things: cost leadership and vertical integration. Because they're so big and have an efficient fleet, their cost to mine Bitcoin is among the lowest in the industry. Think about it when Bitcoin's price drops. Who feels the pain first? The smaller guys with higher costs. Core Scientific can keep mining profitably at lower prices. They have better staying power.
Okay, lower costs. What else?
They do everything themselves. Manage the data centers, mine their own crypto, and host equipment for others. Plus, they're expanding into high-performance compute hosting, HPC. That vertical integration and the HPC move create a pretty high barrier for competitors.
Right, HPC. We hear that term a lot now. Can you break down high-performance compute for us? Why is that edge so valuable?
Sure. HPC is basically the supercomputing power needed for complex stuff like modern AI, machine learning. It needs incredibly dense server setups and just tons of reliable power. And guess what? A big Bitcoin mining facility already has the bones for that, the power infrastructure, the cooling, the space. So by moving into HPC hosting, Core Scientific isn't just relying on volatile Bitcoin prices anymore. They're tapping into this huge long-term growth market for AI, which is exactly what clients like CoreWeave need.
Ah, okay. So CoreWeave isn't just buying a miner, they're buying ready-made AI infrastructure capacity. That clicks. And the analysts seem to agree. You said 19 analysts, all buys.
19 analysts covering it, unanimous buy rating, and the average price target is sitting around $18.36.
So looking ahead, what are the specific things investors should watch for, the catalyst coming up soon?
Okay, let's look at the calendar for Q4 2025. First up, Q3 earnings. We expect those around mid-October, maybe early November. Everyone will be watching for confirmation of those better margins, lower power costs, hash rate growth, basically, proof the post-restructuring plan is working.
First, big checkup. Got it. What else?
Then, updates on the CoreWeave deal itself. We need to see final regulatory approvals, the timeline for closing that $9 billion merger. Getting that locked down removes any lingering doubt. And third, something retail often misses, index and fund flows. Watch for ETF rebalancing at the end of October. And then, really important, the 13F filings around November 22nd.
The 13Fs. Remind us why those matter so much for this stock.
Those filings show us what the big institutions, hedge funds, pension funds, the big players were buying or selling last quarter. If those November 13Fs show a lot more big funds bought CORZ, it signals the smart money is buying into this CoreWeave story, this AI pivot. That kind of institutional backing can really boost confidence, increase liquidity, and often adds fuel to the stock's momentum.
Okay, those are the fixed dates. What about the more speculative stuff, the rumors or long-term drivers?
Long term, it's all about the synergy with CoreWeave. There's persistent chatter about them launching a dedicated AI-accelerated mining division, using their own infrastructure to get more efficient. Also hearing whispers about a possible joint venture, maybe with a big-name hyperscale data center company, that could really broaden their customer base beyond just CoreWeave.
Interesting, and broader market factors.
Well, yeah, any favorable crypto regulation in the U.S. would obviously help the whole sector.
Yeah.
But the real long game here is becoming this deeply integrated infrastructure partner for CoreWeave, playing a key role in cloud, HPC, blockchain, across multiple industries.
Okay, let's switch gears to the charts for folks who follow the technicals. The price now is around $16.85. How does that stack up against key levels?
It looks strong. It's well above both the 50-day moving average, which is around $14.56, and more importantly, the 200-day average, down at $12.24.
So clear uptrend confirmed.
Definitely. The 200-day has been solid support. Momentum's good, too. The RSI, the Relative Strength Index, is about 68. That's bullish, but it's not crazy overbought yet, not like 70 or 80. Suggests there could still be room to run before it gets overheated.
And levels to watch, resistance and support.
Immediate resistance looks like it's in that $17 to $18.60 zone, which interestingly lines up pretty well with that analyst consensus target. On a downside, the key support area seems to be that $14 to $15 range. That used to be resistance, and now it looks like it's flipped to support. Pretty classic technical setup.
So putting it all together, momentum, levels, catalysts, what's a reasonable trading range for the next few months?
Barring some kind of major market shock, I'd say the likely range is probably between $14 on the low end and maybe $19 on the high end. And the bias definitely feels tilted towards the upside right now.
Okay, but we always need to talk risks. This sector isn't exactly known for being calm and stable.
No, absolutely not. The main risks are still tied to the broader crypto market. Bitcoin price swings can happen fast. And energy costs. If those spike unexpectedly, it hits miner margins directly. And yeah, this stock has been historically volatile. It's not a set it and forget it kind of investment.
So if those risks are still there, what makes this different now? What's the counter-argument?
The mitigation comes from their structure now. That industry-leading cost position helps a lot. The balance sheet is clean after bankruptcy, less debt burden. And having CoreWeave as a strategic backer, with that $9 billion valuation essentially putting a floor under things, it provides much better downside protection than smaller miners have. CoreWeave clearly sees long-term value here, even if crypto prices dip.
All right, decision time. We asked. Is Core Scientific a good time to buy now? Based on everything we've discussed, what's the verdict?
So, weighing it all up, the fundamental shift, the technicals, the catalysts, especially the CoreWeave deal. Our overall take is bullish. We'd rate it an 8.5 out of 10.
An 8.5? That's quite strong. What's the core reason for that high score?
It really boils down to the pivot. This rating isn't just about their current mining operation. It's looking at them as an emerging AI infrastructure play, one that happens to own valuable assets and has cleaned up its books. That CoreWeave deal. It's like buying an option on the massive AI infrastructure boom, but maybe at a price that still reflects some of their old identity as just a crypto miner. You're effectively buying the picks and shovels for the AI gold rush.
That's the key takeaway then. You really need to view everything Core Scientific does now, earnings, updates, everything through the lens of that CoreWeave acquisition. That's the new story. It shifts the whole narrative away from just crypto swings towards AI infrastructure potential.
Exactly. And that leaves us with a final thought for you to consider. If this synergy with CoreWeave really does accelerate Core Scientific's shift into high-performance compute, does the market eventually stop seeing them as a miner altogether? Could they get re-rated as a pure-play AI infrastructure company? And if so, what kind of valuation multiple would that new identity deserve?
That's a fascinating question for the future. Lots to think about. Hopefully, this analysis helps you figure out your next steps. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on Investing Talk Podcast.